And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Today is Thursday, August 8th. Welcome to News 12 Now. I'm Kylee Dedmon. Well, new this afternoon, the Denison woman arrested last month has been indicted for murder in the death of her 11-year-old daughter on Christmas Day 3 years ago. Last July, Candace Cooper was arrested in connection to her daughter's death. In questioning, Cooper confessed to giving her daughter the methadone, knowing the health repercussions it could cause. Cooper has been indicted with both murder and injury to a child. News 12 will continue to follow this story. A former Carter County jailer who is charged with sexual battery is facing more charges, this time in Love County. Charges were filed yesterday against 52-year-old Kevin White for bringing contraband into the Love County Justice Center. Court records state he had a knife on him at the jail last Wednesday. White and two other former Carter County jailers were arrested and charged last week with sexually assaulting inmates. And a Denison woman is in jail accused of biting an officer several times. Court records show 30-year-old Alyssa Reyna bit the Chickasaw Light Horse officer's shoulder and kicked him in the stomach on Tuesday. Jail records also show she was booked in on a public intoxication charge. Well, turning to weather now, meteorologist Brady Blackstock is joining us. Brady, what can we be expecting for our Thursday afternoon?
You can expect a hot one, Kylie. It is warming up rapidly outside. Take a look on our Holiday Inn Ardmore Tower cam. Blue skies, a little bit of clouds, but they're not providing much shade at all. Well, okay, in some areas, I take that back. Ada, you see the 91 compared to the 99 in Pauls Valley. And off to the east, a lot cooler. But let's check in on those heat index values. And you start to see the triple digits pop up. We don't like to see them, but a 99 up in Colgate, still a 91 out in Hugo. As far as your day planner, we are going to the triple digits on the thermometer. That does not include the heat index, so it's only going to get hotter as we go later on into the afternoon. So the heat advisories are in effect for every county until 9 p.m. But that's not all, Kylie, because Tropical Storm Debbie is still churning on the East Coast, and we're not going to see rain from that storm, but it is affecting our weather back home for the weekend. I'll go over that coming up.
All right, thank you, Brady. A Johnston County man is facing several felony charges after being arrested in an undercover sting operation in Colorado last week. According to Colorado's Kiowa County Independent newspaper, last month, 62-year-old Dwayne Scribner from Milburn started chatting online with an investigator from the Kiowa County Sheriff's Office, posing as a 13-year-old girl. After their chats got increasingly inappropriate, Scribner made the 9-hour drive to Colorado, where he was lured to a local motel and arrested.
By the grace of God, these weren't real young girls. But the reality is, this is happening to real young girls. These are conversations that are happening online, and there are perpetrators who do not have good intentions.
Scribner is facing charges for internet child sex crimes. As of Monday, he remained in the Prowers County Jail on an $8,000 bond. A motion filed in a Love County murder trial. News 12's Jury Vaughn says the defendant's lawyer says it was a case of standing his ground.
Court records show on February 4th, Love County deputies arrested George Scoggin on a manslaughter charge after he shot and killed Jimmy Sparks while on his property. Scoggin's defense attorney, Alan Taylor, alleges the shooting was in self-defense and follows the requirements of Oklahoma's Stand Your Ground law, filing the motion for immunity on Monday.
In Oklahoma, you have the right to defend yourself. There is no requirement that you have to flee when your life or somebody else's life is in danger.
The defense alleges that Scoggin had tried to report a threat of violence to law enforcement just weeks before the shooting took place, fearing of his life and home, but says ultimately no action was taken.
Through our open records request, we have found that there have been multiple requests by the defendant for assistance.
Just days after the shooting, a fire broke out at Scoggin's property, destroying 3 structures.
And we believe through what we've uncovered and what we'll continue to uncover is that it was a lack of response by law enforcement that led to the death of a man.
Love County prosecutor Samson Buck says he amended the charge from manslaughter to second-degree murder. On Monday, Scoggin was remanded to the Love County Jail on a $500,000 bond. The case is set for a status conference September 11th. Reporting, Jury Vaughn, News 12.
A standoff between police and a suspect finally ended in Fort Worth yesterday. The suspect had shot a sheriff's deputy 3 times while warrants were being served. After barricading himself in his home, he was eventually killed by law enforcement. The situation happened early Wednesday afternoon. The deputy, Todd Tipton, was shot in the back of his head, arm, and lower back. He was taken to John Peter Smith Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and has since been discharged. We now know the deceased 40-year-old man had 3 felony warrants, including sexual assault of a child and holding a person under 17 against their will. Well, in other news, today is the day the world champion Texas Rangers will be guests at the White House this afternoon. Texas won the first championship in franchise history by defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks in Game 5 of the World Series last year. It's a long-standing tradition for pro and college championship sports teams to visit the White House. The coaches, field staff, and of course the players from the 2023 roster will meet with President Joe Biden around 3 Texas time this afternoon. After their visit, the Rangers will then head to New York to open a 3-game series against the Yankees tomorrow. Well, this election season has been filled with twists and turns, and the next 90 days will be a mad dash to Election Day. Vice President Harris and her new running mate Tim Walz are on a campaign blitz through battleground states with Donald Trump's VP pick J.D. Vance on their tail. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has the latest on the race for the White House.
The tickets are finally set, and based on the attack lines coming from both sides, you could call it the weird guys versus the radical left.
These guys are creepy and, yes, just weird as hell.
J.D. Vance is weird, extreme, and angry.
Tim Walz is a crazy radical.
She had to play to the far left radicals in her base.
Weird and radical are quickly becoming the hot buzzwords of this race. But the candidates are hoping their real message gets through to voters as both campaigns crisscross the country. Harris and Walz, as well as Vance, are all on the stump in battleground states Wisconsin and Michigan Wednesday.
Strengthening our economy and building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
The contrast could not be more clear between a candidate every law enforcement agency is telling you Kamala Harris is bad news.
The latest Fox News power rankings show Vice President Harris has wiped out Biden's deficit to Trump following his debate disaster. But the former president still has a slight edge. Of course, that could all change if Trump and Harris meet on the debate stage.
We'll be debating her, I guess, in the pretty near future. It's going to be announced fairly soon, but we'll be debating her.
I'll tell you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
While no formal plans have been announced, VP picks Walz and Vance also say they'd like to debate. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.